I was so excited to make this video that I'm not even mad that I have to make it twice. I got a new mic for my camera that ended up not working, so here we are. We're gonna try it again day 2. Today, I'm gonna show you guys some of the newest Bath & Body Works candles that came out at our test store in Columbus. So I can recall last year, I actually just told Chris a week or so ago that the Christmas preview had come out at Tuttle Mall in Columbus around the first week of September, and I was wondering if it was gonna happen again. The only problem is that Tuttle Mall has been closed for probably a few months now, and the word is that they're probably not going to reopen. So they had been one of the test stores for 3-wick candles, and at this point we were wondering if Columbus was just not going to have a test store anymore or what was going to be going on. And I shouldn't say the only test store, there are other test stores for body care and stuff like that, but we really just care about the candles. So I was watching a YouTube video and I saw someone had posted that they got the 2024 Christmas preview collection and they got it at a Columbus test store, and I had to figure out where this test store was because I knew it wasn't Tuttle. So I ended up finding out that one of the stores that had opened probably within the last year seems like they are now going to be the new test candle store, which is really exciting because it's still about 20 minutes from Chris and I. So I, of course, had to make my way over there to see what they had. I did get a little preview of the preview. If you follow the blog page, Life Inside the Page by, it's either Tess or Tessa, I can't remember. She always keeps everyone up to date on what candle sales and body care sales and everything are to come, what candles are to come, even with some photos. So if you love keeping up with Bath & Body Works, I'll put her information on here and you definitely want to take a look at that. It's always super helpful. It was even more helpful for me because I was going to run out to this store on Wednesday night, but then I saw that there was going to be a $12.95 candle sale starting Thursday. So of course I waited because not only did I get these candles ahead of time, but I also got them for a major discount. If you guys don't follow closely with Bath & Body Works, their candle prices and prices of everything in general have been gradually rising, especially over the past few years, and a lot of people are pretty upset about it, myself included. But I will say they still do tend to have nearly weekly sales. So if you're smart and you wait it out just a little bit, I still never pay more than, I would say, $10 to $12.95 for a 3-wick candle, despite the prices being $26 to $60 something for the one online exclusive. So don't be discouraged when you see that. Just know that if you stay on top of it, you can still get these for very reasonably priced. So I'm going to go through and I'll add pictures as I go along. I took photos of most of the new preview candles. The ones that I did not photo were the White Barn ones because the labels are really plain and most of them were not new. So I didn't feel like those were that interesting to go over. So let's go ahead and get started. So the really classic Christmas trio at Bath & Body Works, of course, Twisted Peppermint was back in a pretty basic, cutesy light pink and white label. This one is not a wraparound. Most all of the lids had at least a little bit of something simple on the top, which is a nice touch. And then we have Winter Candy Apple. It's their 25th anniversary for this one. That is another staple candle. Vanilla Bean Noel also comes back every year in their traditional green. Those ones they always have front and center. Very popular, very good as gifts. They burn well. Getting into the next collection, I actually have one right here. This is Gingerbread Bakery. I believe this is new. They maybe have done it in body care, but I don't think it's been a candle. It has a really cute little ornament looking lid that's silver and white. So I love that, although the whole candle is kind of loud in general, but I do think it's cute. The notes on this one are gingerbread cookies, brown sugar icing, and cinnamon spice. So they always do a gingerbread candle every year, although it is typically just their gingerbread spice, which is pretty straightforward. I also have an old one from them. This was gingerbread marshmallow. They tend to bring this one back, sometimes in single wick candles. So the notes on this one were gingerbread, spice, eggnog, spiced rum, vanilla frosting, brown sugar, crystals. So Gingerbread Bakery, I don't really get that baked goods scent to it that a lot of times I feel like you will get with a Bath & Body Works candle, where it smells like a sweetbread or a cookie. This one kind of just gives me spices like gingerbread and cinnamon and nutmeg and brown sugar. It's really light, it's not too overpowering. I feel like the ginger candles and the clove candles, a lot of the holiday ones can get a little bit overpowering to the nose. So this one is just a tiny bit more subtle, which I like. I still think it's gonna burn really well. The next candle I got is also new. So this is Cookie Butter Truffle. No wraparound on this one. It's got a little bit of a textured lid to it. The scent notes are cookie butter, whipped cream, and vanilla extract. So I don't really have one that's exactly similar. I don't think they've done a cookie butter candle before. So I grabbed cookies with Santa. This was a really cute year. I love, see, like the little wraparound labels are such a nice touch that make them look so much more clean. The notes on this one were fresh cinnamon, brown sugar, and a drop of vanilla. The cookie butter is definitely way more vanilla, I would say. Sometimes when you get these candles, this one doesn't have cinnamon. I think that's the kicker, because cinnamon tends to be a really overpowering note in general, and definitely in the candles. So I kind of like that about this one. That's why sometimes I like the vanilla bean Noel candles, because the sweeter candles are great until you get the cinnamon or the caramel notes in them, and then they just take over the entire candle. So this one's really nice. I get that kind of whipped creamy vanilla cookie note to it, while some of the vanilla candles are a little bit more muted and they smell good on cold, but then you burn them and they don't really give you much. So I'm hopeful. I actually think this one's going to be pretty solid. So we'll see how Cookie Butter Truffle holds up. The next one we have is Vanilla Eggnog. So Bath & Body Works has done eggnog candles before. I love the design on this one. I really wish it was a wraparound, but I feel like even this Christmas tree, it's just more old school what they used to do with their candles. Like, I'm gonna say back in the day, they wouldn't look so computer programmed, like just this one, for example. Like, it looks like this just like came off a simple design. It's a little more like, it looks like it was drawn, and there's a bit more detail to it. So I really like that, and the font's even a little bit different too, which is nice. I'm terribly tired of the same like Times New Roman tiny font on the front of all of these candles. I wish that they would give just a little bit more, especially with the prices going up. But the scent notes on this one are creamy vanilla, cinnamon stick, and dash of nutmeg. And this one smells entirely different, I think, from any eggnog candles they've done before. And I was curious because Bath & Body Works is notorious for repackaging. I don't know if that's confirmed, but people always think that's the case. So after a lot of digging through our 300 candles, I was able to find my other eggnog candles, which are butter rum eggnog and salted caramel eggnog. So the salted caramel eggnog is gooey caramel, fresh sea salt, dulce de leche, sweet whipped cream. And then the butter rum eggnog is spiced eggnog, vanilla bourbon, rich buttercream, shaved nutmeg. Let's compare these three and see what we think. And as I expected with the salted caramel eggnog, I just get salted caramel right to the face. And we kind of talked about that with the cinnamon and the caramel scents, that they're so overpowering. I don't really get as much eggnog. It just kind of smells like a sweet caramel candle to me. And the butter rum, I will say this one's kind of old and we have burned it. So if you're a candle collector, you know this, when you keep them for a while, they start to smell a little smoky after the years have gone by. But this one is a little more vanilla buttercream. I still don't really get an eggnog note to it per se, or like the nutmeggy scent. The new one, the vanilla eggnog, I definitely get eggnog, vanilla, not as much cinnamon, more nutmeg. So I feel like it smells more like a true eggnog, which is really exciting because I think these are all distinctly different and I wanted something new. Definitely excited about trying this one. I might have to go grab another one. So the thing about this preview, in case you were curious, is that traditionally it is only open for a few weeks maybe. I can't recall how long it was up last year, but it will not be on display until Christmas. So again, it's just a preview. They're just putting it out for a few weeks. And again, it wasn't even front and center. I almost left the store because it was way in the back covering 2 tables, and I thought they would put it up in the front, and they definitely did not do that. So if you are wanting to get these candles before they actually release them during Christmas, I would go sooner rather than later, because they've been there for maybe a week or so at this point. So I would give it another week or 2, and then I'm anticipating they're going to take it down, or they may take it down whenever they do their next floor set. So it's only going to be there for so long. You can always find them, because I was curious on Mercari. A few people are starting to resell on there, so that is an option too. I don't usually recommend because the prices are marked up, but if you can make it to Columbus, it's definitely worth it. They had 2 giant tables full of candles, so it's not like there were just a couple of them. I just got a couple of them that were new. So our next new scent is Peppermint Bark. And this is a really unique design. I don't feel like they've done anything quite like this before. So it's got this wallpaper look to it. And then I would say overall it's more like kind of dollhouse cutesy. It doesn't really give me Christmas aside from the little pink peppermints, but the green is nice if you're trying to do, maybe you're putting it in a room as decor. Has more of the sagey muted green rather than the really traditional like evergreen Christmas green. So if you like to do something a little bit different from the traditional, this one might be a nice one to have. Oh my god, this one smells so good. The mint candles have really grown on me a lot. I didn't used to love them, but this is rich dark chocolate, melted white chocolate, and crushed candy canes. I get all 3 of those scent notes individually. It's actually remarkable. I don't know how they did it. So I grabbed a few chocolate mint candles of years past to kind of compare to. So I have peppermint hot chocolate. I have a really old peppermint brownie. I loved this design. So cute. It was like an ugly sweater. And look at the font on the front. They don't do these fun little fonts anymore. I wish they would go back to that. And then I also have mint chocolate chip milkshake, which I think this was actually a summer release, if I recall. So let's look at these 4 and see. Peppermint Bark is rich dark chocolate, melted white chocolate, crushed candy canes. So let's look at mint chocolate chip milkshake. This is vanilla mint ice cream, chunky chocolate chips, whipped cream. So this one looks like it's more of a milk chocolatey with mint and vanilla. I get a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of mint. I don't really get much chocolate with this one. It's definitely more ice creamy than it is like an Andes mint bar. The peppermint hot chocolate, this one's really heavy on the chocolate note. Like it's almost like a peppermint brownie, or like a really rich, like when you drink a hot chocolate that's super chocolatey. I definitely get quite heavy on that. And this one is also milk chocolate, and then the new one is dark chocolate. So I do think I get a little bit of that difference within the notes. And then peppermint brownie is crushed candy canes, rich mocha, and whipped cream. And this one's pretty old. It might be that in part, although it hasn't been burned, but it's not really that strong in general. I would say I'm not really getting too much of anything. It probably most closely compares to the peppermint hot chocolate, but this one just gives me really strong chocolate, and this one I get a lot more of the white chocolate note in it, which I really like because I like twisted peppermint, which has the vanilla and minty note to it, and so the mint isn't too overpowering, and I like that this one kind of gives you that little bit of a mix too. If you're a mint or a chocolate fan, this one is great. Love it. So now I'm just going to go through and look at all the pictures of everything I take in and go through the rest of those. So we went over vanilla eggnog. They had Tree Farm returning. It's a cute little dog like leading a train with ornaments. That's so cute. And then they have Holiday and that same collection with the little twisted like peppermint looking tops. They have Snowy Peachberry returning. These fronts have like a little bit of a holographic look to them, which is nice, and the colored waxes. And then we got into the collection that looked like the Gingerbread Bakery, so North Pole Punch. This one might be new. I can't entirely recall. I didn't grab that one. Fresh Sparkling Snow is back. That one's always really popular. I like kind of the cute, blocky snowmen and snowflakes on the front. Cookie Butter Truffle we looked at in the same collection as that one. We have the Perfect Christmas. I don't tend to get much of the really like earthy, woodsy scents in particular, but I'll always get like one Christmas tree one a year, especially depending on if the labeling is good. And then they have another wraparound label with cinnamon sugared pecans and a plaid font, and then it's got kind of like a speckled golden texture to it. They have cinnamon caramel swirl and that wallpaper collection. They have Marshmallow Fireside. Any of their marshmallow candles are absolutely spectacular. Mahogany Balsam, another kind of tree woodsy one under the Christmas tree. That one's really cute. I'm a sucker for plaid, and I like the red and green with the gold accents to it, so I'll probably end up getting that one. Frosted Cranberry is back. Champagne Toast is back and usually carries through the new year. They had Bright Christmas Morning. They had 'Tis the Season. To All a Good Night. I don't think that one's new, but I can't remember for sure. Merry Cookie was very cute. Again, I like the little tiny details they do on the front. Like even the cookies have like textured icing on them. And then I think that was everything that I took photos of. So there's still more to come. Again, that's not everything that they're gonna have to offer this year, but I'm really excited. If you're interested in going there, I will put the location on here. And I hope this was helpful and fun for you guys, and I hope you're as excited for the holidays and the Burr months as I am. And thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.